I would recommend to those guys, go on Instagram, and once you go to Instagram, maybe start looking through, like, do that search thing, and eventually you're going to come across a girl that you think is pretty. Now, when you see that pretty girl, don't get scared. You're going to have a feeling on the inside of your body that's going to bubble up, okay? It's going to start just above your crotch and right in your lower belly. That's your loins. And they start burning, okay? So when your loins start burning, don't get scared, guy, okay, Chance? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You're not on fire, okay? You've just got what's called horny, okay? You're now just horny because you've seen a pretty girl. Now, there are real pretty girls out in the world other than on your phone, okay, Chance? You can find these pretty girls if you leave your mom's basement. When you walk outside and you get into well, you'll probably have to have your mom drive you somewhere in her minivan because I'm sure you don't have a car. Mom will take you somewhere, maybe to a restaurant. Now, at this restaurant, you're going to see real life women other than your mom. When you see these real life women, Chance, you may get that same burn in your loin. Again, you're not on fire. You're not on fire. It's just being horny, okay? Now, from there, you have the choice to talk to these girls. You can actually talk to them in person, and some of them might talk back to you. But when you talk to these girls, one thing I would recommend is to not tell them all the things that you don't like about them. That's probably the number one thing not to do. So if you want them to like you, which, Chance, I know you want me to like you, you probably shouldn't just start off by making fun of them, like, or just going right after all the different things about the girl that you don't like just because you're uncomfortable around them because you're on fire on your insides because you've now seen a real life woman. Now, when you talk to these girls, there's going to be a time where they're going to say no and they're not interested. And I know that's going to be hard for you to handle with your little tiny pecker and your little tiny ego. But eventually, you might find one that's... What are you doing over there? What the hell? You watching a movie? What did I catch you do? You firing up a video game, you son of a bitch?
As I'm sitting here, my cat just walked across my soundbar and turned it off and turned it back on. And every time my soundbar turns on, it makes that like THX sound, that wong. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I watched it happen, and
I know it's pretty happy.
Completely threw you up. My bad.
No, it's okay. And Charlie says, anyone else think it's funny he's giving out relationship advice? I'm not giving out relationship advice. I haven't even gotten that far, Vanilla Charlie. We're still talking about a guy who is just getting horned up because he's just seen a girl on Instagram, and other than just staring at my handsome face on YouTube. Now, remember, we've convinced him to stop looking at me and go to Instagram. Now, we've convinced him to now, after he's caught himself on fire on his insides, we've convinced him to leave his house. Now, I want to get back to the part where there's going to be girls that say no, Chance, and I guarantee you there's going to be lots of girls who say no to you. There are lots of girls who said no to me. It was okay. I was a 375, 400-pound piece of garbage. Why would any of them talk to me? But I dropped some LBs, and guess what? They started talking to me. It'll happen for you, Chance. I don't know if you need to lose LBs or just lose your little loserness or your little tiny ego or your little tiny pecker problem. I'm not really sure. But whatever you do, you just got to accept that it's time for you to move into girls and move away from the YouTube stuff.